Zodiac signs and how they fall in love. Check timestamps for your sign. Aries. Feelings usually start for them through instant chemistry, energy, and the thrill of someone exciting enough to chase. Attraction can happen quickly, but love begins when that spark keeps surviving real life instead of fading after the first rush. They fall through momentum, honesty, and the feeling that the connection is alive enough to match their intensity. What slows them down is pride, because they hate looking more invested before they know where they stand. You can tell they've fallen when they stop keeping it playful and start showing up consistently. For them, love becomes real the moment passion turns into commitment. Taurus. Love begins quietly for them through comfort, steadiness, and the feeling that someone is safe enough to let closer over time. They may notice attraction early, but real feelings deepen only when the connection becomes reliable, familiar, and calm. They fall through consistency, care, and the slow trust that comes from seeing someone stay the same when it matters. What slows them down is caution, because they do not hand their heart over where things still feel unstable. You can tell they've fallen when they start making room for someone in their routine and inner world. For them, love is trust becoming attachment. Gemini. For them, catching feelings often begins through conversation, curiosity, and the kind of chemistry that keeps opening new doors in their mind. Attraction is easy enough, but love starts once someone becomes mentally familiar in a way they cannot shake. They fall through laughter, shared thoughts, and the feeling that the connection keeps evolving instead of becoming dull. What slows them down is uncertainty, because they do not like feeling trapped in emotions they still cannot fully name. You can tell they've fallen when the jokes become softer and the attention becomes constant. For them, love is interest deepening into emotional attachment. Cancer. Their heart usually opens through emotional safety, tenderness, and the feeling that someone genuinely cares about what is underneath the surface. Attraction may be there early, but love begins when the connection starts feeling familiar enough to rest inside. They fall through care, reassurance, and moments that make them feel protected instead of exposed. What slows them down is fear of getting attached to something that might not hold them gently for long. You can tell they've fallen when they start loving with more protection, memory, and quiet devotion. For them, love is the moment comfort turns into emotional home. Leo. What pulls them in first is warmth, admiration, and the feeling that someone sees them in a way that feels real instead of casual. Attraction may come quickly, but love deepens when the connection keeps feeding both their heart and pride in a sincere way. They fall through attention, loyalty, shared excitement, and the feeling that the relationship has real emotional presence. What slows them down is pride, because they do not want to be the one who cares more without being clearly chosen back. You can tell they've fallen when their affection becomes steady and protective. For them, love is attention becoming devotion. Virgo. Feelings usually start for them through observation, trust, and the slow recognition that someone keeps feeling safe to let nearer. Attraction is rarely the whole story, because they do not fall only for charm. They fall for consistency, thoughtfulness, and details that reveal character over time. Love deepens when someone becomes part of the quiet structure of their emotional world. What slows them down is overthinking, because they need to feel sure before relaxing into vulnerability. You can tell they've fallen when they become more giving, more attentive, and less guarded with softness. For them, love is caution slowly turning into trust. Libra. For them, falling in love often begins with ease, chemistry, and the feeling that being around someone is light without being shallow. Attraction may be immediate, but real feelings deepen once the connection starts feeling balanced, mutual, and worth real emotional energy. They fall through conversation, beauty, effort, and the sense that someone is meeting them with the same care they are giving back. What slows them down is fear of imbalance or one-sidedness. You can tell they've fallen when they stop keeping things surface level and start letting genuine vulnerability through. For them, love is harmony becoming emotional dependence. Scorpio. Love does not start lightly for them, even when attraction is obvious from the beginning. What pulls them in first is depth, intensity, and the sense that someone might be worth trusting beyond the surface. They fall through loyalty, honesty, and the slow erosion of emotional distance once the connection stops feeling like a risk and starts feeling inevitable. What slows them down is fear of betrayal, because they do not want to hand power to the wrong person. You can tell they've fallen when they become more revealing, more protective, and emotionally present. For them, love is guarded depth turning into devotion. Sagittarius. Catching feelings usually starts for them through freedom, laughter, and the excitement of someone who makes life feel bigger instead of smaller. Attraction can happen fast, but love only deepens when the connection keeps feeling open, honest, and alive without becoming restrictive. They fall through shared experiences, truth, growth, and the rare comfort of being understood without feeling pinned down. What slows them down is fear of losing themselves inside something too heavy too soon. You can tell they've fallen when they keep choosing the connection, even when distance would be easier. For them, love is freedom, learning how to stay. Capricorn. Their heart usually opens slowly through respect, consistency, and the steady proof that someone can be trusted with what is serious in them. Attraction may be there early, but love begins when the connection proves it can survive effort, time, and emotional reality. They fall through reliability, loyalty, and the feeling that someone is not only wanted, but worth building with. What slows them down is caution, because they do not like handing over vulnerability where there is still uncertainty. You can tell they've fallen when they become more dependable, softer, and quietly invested. For them, love is trust growing strong enough to commit. Aquarius. For them, feelings often begin through conversation, uniqueness, and the sense that someone understands their mind without trying to control their spirit. Attraction may come first through intrigue, but love deepens when the connection keeps feeling honest, spacious, and emotionally real in ways they did not expect. They fall through friendship, mental closeness, and the comfort of being fully themselves without having to perform. What slows them down is fear of losing freedom or being misunderstood emotionally. You can tell they've fallen when they start letting someone see the private parts of them. For them, love is distance, slowly giving way to genuine closeness. Pisces. Love usually begins for them through feeling before logic ever catches up. What pulls them in first is emotional atmosphere, softness, and the sense that someone touches something deep in them without much explanation. Attraction may feel immediate, but love deepens when the connection becomes safe enough for them to stop second-guessing what their heart already knows. They fall through tenderness, empathy, and the feeling of being understood at a level words do not always reach. What slows them down is fear of idealizing the wrong person. You can tell they've fallen when their softness becomes devotion. For them, love is feeling turning into surrender. Thank you for watching the video and let me know your thoughts in the comments box. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to get all the updates.